Alright guys, I'm back. I'm getting back into the groove of things. Now I know I didn't keep my word. I promised that the Ren call would be out soon, and it's been 3 weeks since then. That's not necessarily soon. That's my fault. I made a promise that I couldn't keep. I have been pretty busy, but regardless, I shouldn't have made a promise that I couldn't keep. But I have something I think that can make that better. That I can give to you all. Something that someone came to me and recently gave me that I'm going to give to you all to show you all. Hopefully that'll make that better. That I didn't get my video on the Ren call done just yet. This is a recording allegedly from Ponder Sprocket's Discord server in 2020, and I'm going to be reading the messages as we go through it. Now, for some additional context, this is October of 2020, and this is the reaction to Ren's video that came out around that time on Toasty Vanilla. This is a full recording, but to break it down for this video, I'll be showing snapshots or screenshots from it, reading the messages, just to slow some things down and so that everything can be fully comprehended. A user with the, I'm assuming, nickname Wife Material links the Only Jasp Toasty Vanilla video. Bruh. I didn't care about the Toby parts, I only watched the Toasty segment, and yeah, I'm kind of angry. Oh boy, somebody's angry. The Polka Dork, who is Nezziemonster, says, what happened in the Toasty segment? She called Toasty a predator and groomer without proper evidence. She's basically siding with Akumu. Oh no. Oh god. Saying he encouraged minors to look at NSFW. She even brought your name up at Nezziemonster. From what I remember, it was that you and others were in the former friend group with Toasty. They're talking about the FCK. I used to be friends with him, yeah. I stopped because of some of the stuff he did that I didn't agree with, and cut him off because he also mistreated a friend. Was he sending porn to minors or encouraging minors to look at NSFW? I don't know about that, but I do remember he would send porn as a joke in the friend group, and we were all adults. I see. He did admit to allowing minors in the NSFW chat, though. Susie Doodletones comes in with, well, if it's Akumu's video that Jesp is using as the crux of her argument against Toasty, what evidence does Akumu have? I don't know if I even want to look at Akumu's video. And he tried saying Libby allowed it when he modded for her server, not bringing up that he was fired, and that she said explicitly to not do that. When was he a mod, if I can ask? And when was he fired? I'm trying to piece together the timeline. A while ago now, but he was fired for spamming and adding everyone. Libby didn't know about the NSFW stuff till the vid. Right. Scarlet Otaku comes in with this banger of a take. Akumu can't be taken seriously with how he goes about gathering his evidence, as well as his general attitude. I'm frustrated with Jesp's lack of evidence and hateful attitude in the video. She straight calls him a groomer. I don't like the fact Toby is in a video with someone she believes is a groomer because it makes it look like she's involved. She's not friends with him either. Having griped with someone isn't the same as calling someone a predator. She even calls him a gaslighter during the Akumu call when, no, Toasty was asking for clarification to a question. Yeah, that's another thing that irks me. She's pushed herself into a situation that she knows little to nothing about. Nezzie says Toasty has undeniably done some bad stuff, but I don't think he's a terrible person. I highly doubt he's a fucking predator of all things. Annoying, sure, but fucking going after minors sexually? Fuck off, Jesp. I remember warning him about sending porn as a joke before I cut him off. There was also the whole Shadman shit. I checked who he's following. Shadman isn't on the list. Not recently, no. Jesp even says at one point he was a fan, meaning he is not a fan anymore, meaning he does not like Shadman's work, meaning Jesp is poisoning the well. They love not knowing how to use logical fallacies. I'm aware he isn't anymore, but he used to defend it. He doesn't anymore, but yeah. Then again, her whole video is just, the entire water supply is undrinkable, there's too much poison. She's dangling his past mistakes over his head, and it's disgusting. As he says, there's other stuff, but it's not my story to tell. I don't think he's a predator, but there is stuff he needs to fix. This video is not the way. I'm very, very frustrated with her, but I know if I speak to her about it, she's going to have a meltdown and subtweet me. And I'm not dealing with her unstable behavior anymore. She lied and accused one of my friends of shit they didn't do and pulled this shit. Is this related to that thing that happened with Chimi? And Nezziemonster was asked if he was sending porn to minors or encouraging minors to look at NSFW. She said, I don't know about that, but I do remember he would send porn as a joke in the friend group, and we were all adults. Now, they're obviously talking about the fucking FCK, but also obviously, this is a lie. She said this in October of 2020. October 24th of 2020. Nezziemonster knew that Slammers was 15 in September of 2019, and she knew that Slammers was in the FCK server. She knew that Slammers and Jamesy were both minors. She and Pondersprocket state that very fact repeatedly in the two-part collab on Me that was released March 7th of 2020. She knew about the chat dedicated to Slammers' fucking porn, and thanks to Diaper Shitter, we've seen the DMs between Toasty Vanilla and Nezziemonster that were in August of 2020. She knew he was spamming porn in the server showing the minors pornography that's shown in the conversation with Toasty. She says that what he's doing is sexual harassment, knows that he's had porn made of people that didn't want it made, and compared him to V fucking Omega. Again, that was August of 2020. Toasty even admitted in those DMs to showing porn to Teddy the Draws. Yet a few months later, in October, she says in Ponder's server, apparently Ponder's server, that they were all adults there, and that Toasty has done undeniably bad stuff, but that she doesn't think he's a terrible person. Keep in mind that this is what she was saying before everyone knew about the FCK and what really went on in the server. She knew about it. Everyone else didn't. The public didn't know. And yet the second the public knows and finds out in 2024, oh my god, he's the worst one. Toasty's entirely at fault. Leave me be. Leave me be. I didn't know any better. You can't make this shit up. But if I call her a habitual liar and I point out that she's lying, every fucking time she goes, well, being misinformed isn't the same thing as lying. When, no, Nezzy, you were very fucking informed. You knew Slammers was a minor. You knew Jamesy was a minor. You knew Teddy was a minor. All three of which you knew were in the FCK server. You acknowledged their fucking existence in the server multiple times. From the DMs with Toasty, you knew what the fuck he was doing as of August. Yet when people ask you about it in Ponder's server, you fucking lie. Why? Because you were concerned about optics. But you have the fucking audacity to sit there in those calls in 2023, lecturing Tippy and Keyblade about accountability, how they need to be held accountable.
But I personally feel like, I'm not saying it needs to be right now, but I feel like you, at some point, once Key and Tippy are like emotionally better, you need to like hold them accountable. You need to just go up to them and be like, hey, you guys need to be actively working to improve yourselves, you know?
No, they need to be actively accountable right now. Something that I've noticed in this community is that Tippy and Key tend to be held with kids' gloves. You don't need to go down on them hard, but you need to hold them accountable.
Where's your call? Why has Lio not gotten a call with you? You know, I just think the answer to that might have something to do with Lio's friends list on his Steam account. I guarantee you he won't after this. Not publicly, at least. His call with Fuchsia Butter was private. That's interesting. Keyblade and Tippy get these big calls in front of everybody. That was, of course, in the Cloud Palace, not in the Senate. And yet, where's the Cloud Palace's call for Nezziemonster? I'm gonna assume that's non-existent too. Now, aside from Nezziemonster being caught lying, yet again, big fucking shock. She's definitely not a habitual liar. No. That's just my confirmation bias. Aside from that, it's pretty beautiful how poorly this fucking aged. As typical with most ArtCC and ArtCC hug boxes, which, speaking of, if this is Ponder Sprocket server, or in general, whatever art hug box that this is, if anyone has access to it, please save that shit. Use a Discord exporter, save it, bring it to me. I want it. I'm collecting ArtCC hug boxes, and I have quite a few. And eventually, I'm going to do a big stream, or even a big video, breaking these things down and how they operate, how that crowd moves from Discord to Discord, and how these places are nothing but confirmation bias, and everyone telling everyone what they want to hear. When I said that my goal was to show how that community is, I meant that from top to bottom. And that includes the audience, or a good portion of the audience. Not everyone. I know that some people are just gullible and just don't know any better. But there are many in the audience that are outright dishonest. And because of that, I do take a little bit of an interest in their hug boxes, particularly because there's a lot of really delusional, outlandish shit that's said in them. For a quick example of just that, Soda Pop Barbecue, who frequents the SCC's comment sections and is a Senate tard, has said some really insane, batshit crazy shit that I'm showing you on screen right now. And when I say that shit like this is not exclusive to the Senate, I mean that. It is across the board. People like this are across the fucking board when it comes to the ArtCC's audience. In several fucking Discord servers spanning the last few years. And it's great. I love it. You guys are gonna love it. I can't wait. So if anyone has it, or can get it, please bring it to me. And I hope that this made up, or at least gave you all something to laugh at, considering that I could not keep my word about the Ren call. But that video is coming, as is Ponder Part 2.